and RP 13 as well. Yep. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, and we wasn't initially going on about, faction NRP and sexual harassment. It was more along the lines of PD 116. I'll throw you a couple examples. So, PD 1, false slash unfounded allegations against civilian, dismissal from faction. PD 2, detainment or detainment slash imprisonment of a civilian without cause. That's a dismissal from faction. PD 3, for using PD issued equipment slash attacking civilians for no RP reason, that's a dismissal from faction. PD4, that could be, disrespectful attitude towards fellow officers slash civilians, that's a reprimand. PD5, this not me reading them or anything, I know them all off the top of my head. PD5, that would be for using PD equipment without warning, i.e., macros, because macros show intents that, taser, 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 taser suspect out of vehicle, etc., etc. Okay, so using your PD, that will be using PD for action weapons. That
I
will be
think I
considered.
think if an
Hang on, hang
officer
on, hang
uses
on,
their
hang on.
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
It's hang on, sir. It's considered a PD6. I'll tell you why it's classed in subordination superior in rank. The reason for that is when you are hang on, let me just tell you, when you are brought on vacation, you are not permitted to use faction weapons. Okay, you are not permitted to break any state laws. The only thing you can do is use a weapon that you've personally bought, okay, from the gun store, or an example would be NRP, a AK-47 Frostbite, okay? You can use them only to defend yourself if you were shot at first, and then obviously it's not compulsory to have body cam on 24/7 when you're on vacation, as far as I'm aware in this PD, but it would then help if you did have that body cam on because if someone busts in a ticket because you killed them and they edited the clip to say that you shot them first, because a lot of people do that to get officers fired. As long as you got your body cam on to prove that they start shooting at you and you was minding your own business, doing your normal business runs or whatever, then that body cam's there. That's the only time that you're permitted to use weapons. That's not PD faction weapons. It's considered PD 15 for not role playing properly, and it's considered PD 6 for insubordination to superior rank. This is what we was going on about, Patricio. If you had any scenarios, which would, say for a minute, an officer doing this or an officer doing that, and what PD rule would that be? That he's broken. What would be the punishment and why? Etc. That's what we've been going over for the last 45 minutes in the office.
Yep, I understand. And also keep in mind, as I look under the reprimands, I seen some officers getting fired for tasing another person on the ground, and while the person is tased on the ground, they like I see some officers, they would use their weapons while the person is tased on the ground, and that could be potentially up to a dismissal in the PD faction.
Okay, so if they tase them, so you're talking about an officer tasing is there a reason as to why, or did they do it for no reason? Can you clarify?
So that would be so if somebody so an officer do that, that would be considered execution because it's just it's just like if you think about like if someone like role plays it just like for example like just try to take someone to the ground and while they're tased on the ground and then somebody use their weapons while the person is tased on the ground, that is not allowed. That'll fall under RP 13.
Okay, so who shot who? The civilian shot the officer, or okay? So that right there, that would be classed as RP 13, which is a PD 7 reprimand.
Hey,
Okay, that would hang on, hang on. That would also be classed as a PD3 for using PD equipment, attacking civilians with equipment for no RP reason. In accordance with arrest procedure, you are then to arrest them for a 2.6 for insulting a stay employee and bring them back for booking and processing, which is obviously a civil violation of 10-minute jail time. Okay, just because they cuss you out and call you a name does not give you a right to taser them and then take out your weapon and shoot them. And if you also don't use any macros when you're doing it, doesn't matter anyway, because it's a PD3 dismissal from faction. Is also a PD5 for using PD issued equipment without warning, i.e. tasers. So again, that will be a PD7, no, a PD3, a PD5, and a PD7. And then obviously that comes with a 30-minute jail time sentence as well, for RP terrain. That's the punishment right there. Do you want to give me some more scenarios? Okay, well, that would be RP terrain, a PD7 reprimand. That would be PD5 for not using macros. It doesn't matter anyway because it's RP terrain. That would be toxic behavior, chat 15, which is another reprimand. That's dismissal from the faction, and PD 15 as well for not role playing properly. Because since when do you ever see one officer shooting another officer just because they had an argument? In real life, it just doesn't follow role play. Because role play, the intent of role play is to mimic real life factions, but without metagaming in accordance with one state rules and RP. 1.2 that's capture of state institutions. Hmm. Oh, it is. That's 1.1. Okay. Oh, sorry, I got mixed up.
No,
Taking
no,
power
you're talking about 1.2. That's a good one, though.
taking power by force. Hmm. Yeah, that's a bit of a trick one. Give me a scenario. Okay, so give me a scenario on that if you want me to apply PD rules, because it has to be a scenario as to uh, which involves a police officer. So give me a scenario. Okay, that isn't the one I was looking for because it'd have to be next to a green zone, and then right, the only way taking power by force, it'd have to be willing cooperation of the police officer. The only way that violation would apply is if a officer was no, yeah, it's actually NRP. I don't know why they've added that. It's NRP because in accordance with server rules, NRP, you cannot kidnap a faction member. I don't know if it's the same here, but out of 10 PDs I've been in, you cannot um, yes, but it's a server rule, okay? Out of 10 US server PDs I've been in, you cannot kidnap a faction member. Is considered failed roleplay, which is obviously RP4. Yeah, I'm still trying to think as to what that would. I'm just trying to think of a scenario of what a civilian would do to a police officer to take power by force. Um, Oh, you definitely don't know what my other account is. I can guarantee you that. NRP, not metagaming.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
What like in this police station? What is 3.6?
3.6, that is for in violation of traffic laws, driving in opposite lanes, driving into a pole, damaging it, etc., etc. That's a administrative violation, and it's a 5-minute jail time.
Sir, I was gonna ask you, by any chance, have you ever have you ever was in charge of any leadership in any factions by any chance?
Something like that, yeah. Without committing RP5, yeah, something like that.
I
Oh wow.
Shit. Excuse my language. I forgot to do that. I'll have to. Let me flick up chat real quick. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
wow.
Don't know why you're saluting me. You're the higher up commander. You're in a car. You know, I'm still a recruit right now in this city. You don't need to salute me. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I seen what you did there.
Hey, to be honest, you're going to be the one of the easiest recruit that I seen all night.
I appreciate that. All right, let me get out of this office and stop yapping you today. You all probably got a headache. Let me get to that macro room and apply these macros.
Actually, we don't have a headache. It's just like we haven't come across like a smarty pants.
That's not the intention. It just comes from past knowledge. So. All right, let me add you on Discord. I'm just going to get a drink as well. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm like after this, I'm gonna clock out or yeah. No, I'll find them. I'll find them. I can't find them. No, I'll stay here and just. Did you see that what uh Mr. Fatal put, or just it's just me? I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what it is.
Yeah, there's wow, these I'm not wow, just looking at these macros right now, man. These are widely they are crazy. I got you. Yeah, I know it's your Adam Rusick. There's no way that oh he was probably sent here by the prosecutors to help the PD. Yeah, I know that man very well. Adam Ruzek. I know he is a very, very experienced individual. Very, very experienced. I know which server you're on about. I know exactly. But hang on. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know all about that specific place. I know he was the NRP non-metagaming. He was the chief of there, the first ever chief. And but yeah, he NRP non-metagaming. He's I can't even put this because it's NRP. I know so much about them too. Nothing bad, but I know so much about both of them. I can't even tell you because it's RP5. Yeah, I already know the answers to that. I know that man very well. How did he get even dismissed? Because what? That's crazy. I'm gonna message him.
Hey,
Am I? Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna clock out. Like, to be honest, like I put my that macro. Yeah, yeah. The FTO assistant is clocking out.
Okay. Yeah, I know. That's crazy. How what? That's crazy. That what? Uh, you never even told me that. Yeah, I've got a bit of a red flag though because without metagaming here, NRP, the structure in the city in question that was mentioned a minute ago, the structure inside there, the macros, the chain of command, the rank responsibilities for the rank 9 to rank 11, which is Major Gen to Colonel Gen, that's all in order. I'm just, I think it's from past. What can I ask? You know the macros, the current macros, if they were they I understand why they are the way they are right now. I'll explain why in a minute. But was those macros implemented by by this Ronnie, or was it change? Was they changed when Boom Shakalaka was appointed FG? Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, the whole point of these macros is to make it a little bit easier for officers, especially when they're in shootouts, but it isn't realistically appropriate. Put it on. They must have brought them from floor 0 to floor 2 by mistake, I suspect. That's probably what it is. Yeah, so going back to what I was saying, the macros, they ain't necessarily appropriate, especially for XPD when they come